you just laid out an amazing, not even business plan, but the vision of a business, how successful it could be, teaching teachers and all those future leaders within that same club on like how to build it right there.
You're from the last time I checked, and we talked like a while ago, a lot of it was about you were like the head, kids programming director of, Ottawa Academy of Martial Arts. So you've taught a lot of kids classes in your days. How does training a 5-year-old different than training somebody in the adult classes? Like what is that structure like? Is there things that are different, things that are the same?
Well, yeah, I've been teaching kids pretty much my whole career, and it's definitely one of my most favorite parts of my career is having that opportunity to teach children. One of the things that I like to kind of consider when I teach children is a good kind of motto is, who could you have been, or who would you want to be to meet when you were a child? And that's the person you want to be when you're working with children. Like I remember when I was a kid getting picked on or, feeling sorry for myself, I would envision like a superhero coming to like take me away from the nonsense. And in my mind, like that's who I want to become, is like this like superhero. And so when I'm with the children, this is how I want to present myself, is like a superhero, but I'm trying to teach them how to be their own superhero, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So the thing about teaching children and adults is that it's very hard to convince adults. Children, it's easy. When a child says I can't, it's so easy to get them past that. It's really not complicated. I have a system on how to help teach children. It's okay to fail, and failure leads to success. It's very easy for me to teach a child that. Teaching an adult that is very complicated. That is very complicated. That takes a lot of man, it's tough. I often in my career have heard countless instructors say, "Oh man, I can't stand teaching children. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. It's too hard, or I'm scared." I love teaching children just because it is so easy, but it's also so much fun. I think where a lot of instructors struggle when it comes to teaching children is they themselves don't have structure and they don't have a vision. My vision for when I'm teaching children, as I said, is I want them to be their own superhero. So I have to do it first. I have to be my own superhero. So I act a certain way, and I encourage them to copy my behavior so that they become their own superhero in their own story. And again, teaching children that is, honestly, it's very easy. To teach an adult to be their own superhero in their own life, whew, like I'm still trying to figure that one out. Like when I'm probably old, I'll write a book, I'll do videos and stuff. But man, with kids, and not only can I teach kids how to be their own superhero, I can teach any adult how to teach a child. I've done seminars in Toronto where I'm working with a lot of instructors from different schools. I've gone into schools where a team brings me in, and I work with their whole staff team and get them to a place where ultimately my goal is not only do I want them to be confident when they teach children, but I want them to have fun. I want them to love it. Talking about government in Ontario, all that stuff, I'm very excited. We get to run our summer camps. When I heard that announcement that we could do summer camp, you have no idea how big of a deal that is for me, because it's not just about getting kids in my gym, but also I have countless teenagers who are volunteering, and they're going to be working and running my summer camp. So all these youth who have not gone to school this entire time, most high school students have not gone to school. They've been doing online learning this whole time. I have a whole army of youth who are going to be working and running my summer camp. And those are the individuals I work with. So I work with the teenagers, the young adults, basically from 13 to in their early 20s. These are the people I'm working with. and they are working with the children. And so I've created this leadership model where I help very young children grow, learn how to be responsible, how to lead, and develop skills where they can actually run and teach a class themselves. And then I work with those youth to help them gain the confidence not only to teach a class of children, but even have the confidence to teach a group of adults. And even if these youth don't stay with me, they only stay for a period of time, the skills they learn give them such an advantage in university, or I should say even high school, university, any job environment they go into, they're going to crush it because they have this unique set of leadership skills and confidence and self-belief that their competitors or the people who are maybe applying for the same job or same environment, they just trounce. I mean, I have 13-year-olds who will stand up in front of a big group of children and command and lead and guide in a fun and exciting way, where this 13-year-old is having the time of their life and all these kids are following and listening to him. I want, gentlemen, ask yourselves, what were you doing at 13 years old, 14 years old?
I don't think you want to know the answer to that question.
Were you guys teaching a group of 20 kids and where parents were looking at this, 13, 14, 50-year-old going, who is this kid? And the best thing is I tell the mom, the dad, I go, look, that's your child's future. This 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old that's teaching your child right now, guess what? That's what your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old is going to become. And then what do you think the parents do? They throw money at me. They're like, yeah, let's go. Like, they're like, teach my child, get them on the path. Let's do this.
Just shut up and take my money.
and I really mean it. And a lot of these youth either become some of my best competitors and they're competing all over the world, or they become some of my main instructors running the program, or they go on to university, they crush it. They go on to some career, they crush it. So anyways, I get to be part of these children and adults' legacy. So I love teaching adults as well. I love teaching, period. But I really enjoy teaching teachers how to teach. That's truly like my passion is teaching, and my passion is teaching other people how to succeed at being a teacher. I absolutely love it. And the big difference between children and adults is just that it's the paradigm that an adult is in. It takes a lot of work to shake them out of that paradigm.
You got to break an adult down a lot more.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why jiu-jitsu is so special, or Muay Thai, because these martial arts are so humbling. And it's a real dose of reality that a lot of adults just don't get. Like, there's no aspect of their life where they get, a real slap in the face of reality. And combat martial arts does that. And if you have the right environment, you can help countless adults. Like, don't get me wrong, but children, it's easy. It's easy. And when people struggle with children, I can help them get past that. I have a very strong system of how to teach children. I've helped countless people have their develop their own system to succeed with their own kids programming. And I could go into greater detail about some of these like specific skill sets, but hopefully that answered your question.
No, I think it did.
Yeah, it really did. Because I think, like, if anybody's listening to this and we're like, okay, they think the idea of like, okay, I'm going to open up a school and I'm going to be a competitor driven school. And like, they're really looking at their business model wrong. Because like, you just laid out an amazing, not even business plan, but the vision of a business, how successful it could be, teaching teachers and all those future leaders within that same club on like how to build it right there.